I'm live. I'm live. Did it show up?
Yeah.
It did. Oh, good. I just pulled up um, the Patreon to see if you were here. I hope you are. If you are here, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to post something and hopefully it will show up. If you're here, please say hello. I am actually going to, there's a comment box. Somebody gave a thumbs up. I'm actually going to go grab my water. I'm a few minutes early. I hope you come by. Fun stuff. Okay. Trying all the things. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my water. Be right back. All right. All right. If you are here, I am so excited. I should probably clean off my camera. We are answering a reader question tonight. I'll put 100 in the chat there. How is everybody doing? I thought I would go live right now in our Patreon group because it seems like a lot of people have a lot of things going on. And I'm in my office, my little Christmas tree. A lot of that has a lot of my reader ornaments on there that I get every year. I love that tree. Love that tree. And then that is a crocheted, knitted or crocheted camper from our friend Mary Gott. Mary is in our Patreon group. So let's see here. Are we live everywhere else? Maybe. Gonna check that out. And this way we can figure it out. Yeah, it says I'm live. Okay. A ad. That ad. Okay. Well, we are live and we have 2 minutes to go, but we are going to go ahead and do this, guys. Yay. We have for the end of, because this will be the end of our live for reader questions until 2024. Can you believe that? 2024, you guys, it is almost here and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this year to end. It hasn't been the greatest year. So if you are here, please say hello. It has chats over here. There we go. I just turned them on. All right. So anyways, we are here to answer a reader's question. And this week I had a reader question from Kathy Clugston. And I'm super excited to answer Kathy's question because she asked, here is my question. I'm going to copy and paste it and kind of put it in the chat. So if people are coming in, hey, Tina, how are you? It's good to see you here. I see your chat coming through. Good. So I know it's actually working. So this is the question tonight that I'm going to ask. or answer. If you have a question, you can throw it in the chat as well. We'll try to answer some of those because this will be the last chat of the year. I probably won't be here next week. And so I hope that everybody is going to take next week a little bit of time to be with family and friends. And so I thought I would come live tonight really quick and answer a few reader questions. Kathy Clugston said, here's my question. How do you come up with so many different plots for your books? I don't think I could think of more than one. I'm sure glad you can, though. So if you are in Patreon, which is where I'm live as well as YouTube, this is the free version of Patreon. I went live for free. And if you are in Patreon, Kathy, which you are, you get all of those dictations that I do when I'm walking. That's my cuckoo clock. Hold up. It's saying you went live early tonight. You said 6 o'clock. Anyways, so for instance, I'm getting ready to put up a dictation in the group from Moonlight, Marshmallows, and Manslaughter, the next book in the Camper series, because I had on paper plotted the actual killer differently than when I was walking. So I'm walking and I'm thinking, and usually when I walk and think, my mind just kind of goes all over the place. And I think, okay, did I, when I was walking, when I was dictating, all of a sudden it clicked that, oh my gosh, this is how they found the first dead body. And so I had to come back and change that. But I immediately grabbed my phone and I start talking into it. So when I do dictation is as I'm talking, I talk like I'm in the characters, I'm in the groove. And so things happen that way for me when I come up with plots and how to actually the plot changes. I come up with different ways to do the plots as I'm walking. With that said, as I'm writing it, sometimes the plot also changes and it gets crazy. Look, y'all, I was wrapping presents tonight and a piece of the tape got caught on my fingernail and ripped off my nail polish. Weird. Okay. So, anyways, so what happened is that what I do is I'll sit down, whatever series I'm writing, and I usually have something maybe that was pulled from the news or something that I might have seen. Right now, I am obsessed with that show, The Border Patrol. Eddie got me obsessed on that thing. So now I'm obsessed with Border Patrol. So I've been watching Border Patrol and smuggling drugs and all that good fun stuff. So what happened was that I'll be watching that and I'm like, oh gosh, I could easily do that in one of my books, or I could easily make something around this. So then I generally will have why someone have died. And I'll think, okay, but what is the motive? Why would somebody kill them? And then I always have like the obvious, like y'all are like, oh my gosh, well, she did this or she was like this, so she probably died like that. But then, like in the upcoming camper book, Moonlight, Marshmallows, and Manslaughter, like the killer came out of like, oh my gosh, left field. I mean, you will find the red herrings in the book from the very first page. But at the end, I really think I've stumped you guys. And so I always try to do that. I'm like, okay, what if it was this person? How can I thread all the things in there? So I come up with ways to stump the readers. And then, because it's really a hard question. This is a multi-layered question, Kathy. You're like, how do you come up with your plots for your books? Well, it's not just as simple as one plot because each book has several plots, like the subplot and all of the fun things in that. And all the characters kind of have their own thing going on. So we try to touch on that as well in each book. But the overarching mystery in the book is generally based around something that I've seen, I've read. Again, with I keep saying Moonlight, Marshall, and Manslaughter because I'm doing edits for it. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that. And so I actually pulled up an article from 2006 that I had researched. and it is amazing. And it's a 2006 article about the Daniel Boone National Forest. And I used this article for research, like, oh my gosh, this is great. And so, I research these articles. I think about laws, like laws in different cities and things that I can also use. That would make someone want to murder somebody else. I try to think of things like not just like affairs or business stuff. I just try to think of things that are unusual. And then I can play the what if game. And the crazier that my thought gets, the crazier the plot gets. And the more I get excited about writing it because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is super crazy. I've never seen this in a book before. So I really try to make it, so hard for you guys to figure it out, and still keep it a cozy mystery at that. So, anyways, that's how I come up with my plots, just various different things that I hear. If you read, let's see, Dead as a Doornail. So, if you open the first chapter in this book, Kenny Lowry is getting her nails done at the salon. And there is an annoying lady that keeps coming up saying, hey, to the manicurist, saying, you need to do my nails, you need to do my nails. And the manicurist is like, no, you canceled your appointment a million times, I'm not going to do your nails. So that's a true story. Literally at the mall, in one of those walk-in manicure places, going in, my sister and I, and while we're getting our nails done, this lady comes in. She's like, hey, Cam, his name was Cam. Cam, I need my nails done. I need my nails done. He says, I have no appointments. And she kept saying, but Cam, I had an appointment. He goes, yeah, you had an appointment, but you canceled it. And you've canceled a million of them. So you're just going to have to make an appointment like everybody else. She goes, oh my gosh, Cam. And like she makes this big ordeal, like for 10 minutes, how she had this wedding that afternoon and she needed to be fitted in. And so like he's yelling at her, she's standing over his shoulders, and I'm like this. My sister is like, woo. And so there's another lady next to us. And so what happened is that this lady is like, well, I am gonna, because they were like, you just need to leave, and she's like, I have a right to be here. And they're like, no, you need to leave. We want you to leave, because she's kind of making a scene. And so she's like, I am gonna go get the mall cop, and I'm gonna tell the mall cop that you're trying to kick me out and you're gonna get in trouble. And so he's like, okay. And so a few minutes later, she leaves. And a few minutes later, the lady next to us gets a phone call. And she's like, all right, I'll be there in a second. And she was the mall cop. And so she'd already witnessed all of it, but it was the funniest thing in the world. And so I was cracking up. So I was like, that has to find its way in a book, because it was so unreal and so funny that is the very scene in Dead as a Doornail. And so I was like cracking up. So that was a real life plot that happened to me. Well, not actually to me, but while I witnessed it. And I'm like, this would make a great murder. And, some, people like, life is stranger than fiction, right? So that's how I came up with that plot. So it could be just really anywhere, anywhere you look. For instance, we are having, so in Maisie Doss, my next, I'm going to actually post the first 2 chapters of me reading Maisie Doss, because I think people are like, what is this series about? And it doesn't look cozy. And I say it's cozy feels with some thriller chills. So it's not really too far off the beat of what I write now. There's no cussing, there's no sex, there's nothing like that. But she's really interesting and so fun. Like the editor said, it was like Sweet Home Alabama mixed in with a little Justified. And so I think that that's hysterical, because that's exactly how it is. So in Maisie Doss, I put her here in my town near me, and we have a actual on the river, it's a drywall plant. And so a lot of times when we see the barges come up, they're delivering coal for the plant, or they're taking drywall. And so I I thought, "Oh my gosh, how could this drywall plant play into Maisie Doss's character?" And so, of course, in the book, somehow she sneaks in and she's on the line. I won't tell you too much because it's so fun, and I had so much fun writing that series. But a lot of that series has to do with my town and a town near me that's called Camp Springs, Kentucky. I don't live in Camp Springs, but it is down the road, and it's a very historic town in Kentucky. And so she just is perfect for that. But she also, the book starts out in a place called Slate Creek Hollow in Appalachia down in Kentucky that is made up. It's fictional, but it is based on a couple of towns I've been down there and thought, oh my gosh, it'd be so funny if that's where the book started because it's just so in her element. So I am actually going to post the first 2 chapters of me reading Maisie Doss, this week, and because I think you guys will really, really, really love it. And I think you're gonna love this series as much as I love the series. So, Kathy, the long about way of answering your reader question is that I just get plots from anywhere and everywhere and think of I don't take the actual plot, I just take what happened. So if something happened and they got in trouble or they got in jail or somebody got killed, I will take that. But then I spin it to make it a Tanya Kappas book and in my voice and my characters. So I hope that answered your question. And I'm super excited that I got to tell you about Dead as a Doornail and how that plot came to be. And it was real life. And I was like dying that day. That was great. So it was just a great day because that all happened. And I got to put it in Kenny Lowry's perspective. Another question from Heidi Pergoleski. She said, what made you decide to choose the cozy mystery genre? She said she's not going to be here tonight, but that is a-okay. So, oh, we have some people over here. So I'll answer that in just a second. So Tina said, I'm doing pretty well. How about you? Typically, how long does it take for audiobooks to come out after the book releases? And then Linda Swan says, take care, watch Rowena and that Christmas tree. She's a stinker, isn't she? She is a stinker. Tina said, that's cool. Hello, Allison. Hello, Federica. How are you? Let's see. So first I will answer Heidi's and then we'll go back to Tina's. So Heidi said, what made you decide the cozy mystery genre? I did not think I wrote cozy mystery. I was like, oh, I write women's fiction. I write women's fiction all day long. And a friend of mine, I wanted to write women's fiction so bad, Melissa Bourbon, who is an author, and she writes also as Winnie Archer. And we have been friends for a really, really, really long time. And she has, even before I published a book, ever published a book, we were friends. And so she lived in Texas at the time, and I still lived here. And she came up to see my kids' graduations, and she would come to all of our events, and all my family know her. And so we just became fast friends. And then we started teaching a marketing class together after I released a book. We wrote a book together. And so it was a lot of fun. So she would read some of my books and she's like, are you sure that you don't write mystery? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't write mysteries. Tanya, there's more dead bodies in this book than there ain't no kissing and no hand holding. I mean, they don't even touch like each other's shoulders with their tip of their finger. And I was like, oh, okay. So that is when I decided to write cozy mystery. And at the time, she had published the Lola books. I believe it was with maybe Random House. I don't know, but or maybe Kensington or somebody. I don't know who she had it done. But anyway, so what happened was that she was pretty instrumental in telling me that that was called cozy mystery, and I had no idea it was a cozy mystery. I'd never read cozy mysteries. I watched Murder She Wrote a long time ago with my neighbor back in the mid 90s. But other than that, I did not know what cozy mysteries were. And I hate to tell y'all this, I don't read a lot of cozies. I don't. I don't read a lot of cozies. I know y'all think that's awful. I don't. Now sometimes here in our Patreon group, we do have our book club. So we do pick a few cozies and those I will read. But as a choice, I do not choose cozy mystery as my favorite genre to read. I know that's crazy. And most people will be like, what? And you're admitting it? Yeah, I'm admitting it. So that's it. I still love cozy and I'm still writing cozy. Tina said, um, how long does it take for audiobooks to come out after the book release? So Tina, I'm lazy. So I'm really not lazy. But this is what happens for me. So if you're talking about like the camper series, so they're kind of behind. And those books are I have sold to publisher to I don't give them the book way ahead of time. Like I give them the book like about a month before it comes out. And then they have to get it on the schedule of the narrator. And then right now, I generally don't even give it to like the books that series that I own, like the Killer Coffee series, the Holiday series, whatever other series that I produce. I just give it to my narrator and let her produce it on her time. It's not generally something that I like press to have done. It is a part of our business, but narrators take a little bit longer than the books to write. And then they also have other books that they're narrating. And so I don't coincide them together. I don't say, oh, I've got a book coming out in June. I'm going to get the narrator now so the narrator could do that. I could probably do that, but I don't. And so my process is it usually comes out. Well, the Killer Coffee series, we're just now, because it's expensive to pay somebody myself, which is what I do for the other series. And so when I like to get a book translated into German is like $10,000. Like that's ridiculous, but we do it. But so audiobooks aren't cheap to be made either. So it depends on how long your book takes and how long it is. So we budget that in our business budget to do narration. And if the books are doing well, if the books aren't doing well, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars to get it narrated. So what happens is it just depends on how the books are doing. So luckily right now, the all of the books up to date for the holiday series and the Killer Coffee series are all in the narrator's hands. And so they'll produce them like that. But what happens is that, I'm myself and I have to rely on any kind of income I get in order to be able to buy those books or to pay the audio narrator to do these books. And so it's not free. So a lot of people are like, oh, they have no idea about the business side of things and how much it costs in their time. So for me, the audiobook comes secondary to the published book. Because financially, that's pretty much how we do our business. So my narrator, though, I wasn't able to do a lot of narration up until a few years ago with the income. And now we are able to have the narrator. So she's trying to catch up on all of the books now. My readers in Patreon are getting ready to they get all the books first, all the audiobooks first. So let me see. The book she is, oh, goodness. Hold on. Why is it doing that? Uh-huh. My projects. Let's see. Okay, so I can't get on here right now. Hold on. No, so I can't get on there right now. ACX is having an update. So, anyways, she is narrating the next Killer Coffee book right now, and she has had the flu and she's had laryngitis. So she's had to take a break for the last couple of weeks because she can't talk and she can't narrate them. So, the health of the narrator also is taken into place. So I have to take that into place to make sure that they're healthy, and sometimes they're not. So there is a lot of things that go on their side of things too that get delayed. So, but yeah, so in Patreon, they get all of the audiobooks and they usually get like a chapter a day until the audiobook is finished. So, and then I get them out to the public as quickly as possible. So I hope that answered your question. That was a good one. Let's see. Federica's in the house. Hello, Gypsy Love. How are ya? Yeah, I know. I cannot see your name on there. It cracks me up because I don't see you as Renee ever. And now that I've met you in person, you and your sweet husband. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Hello, Jeannie. I see you on there. I got you. I got you. I know exactly who you are. All right. So the next question is from Jane Corrado. And Jane sent this question in and she said, let's see. Let's see, I gotta fix it. Hi, I'm so thankful for your Christmas card and books. Oh, good. She got her Christmas card. Yeah. So no matter what tier you are in Patreon, you get a Christmas card from us. I hope y'all are getting those. I just mailed those out. That was awesome. So she got a Christmas card. Do you ever get tired of signing things? I do not. As a matter of fact, I don't have my phone on me. Today, I actually went to the post office, and for all the readers that get birthday postcards that have filled out the birthday postcard form on social media or wherever, I actually filled out all the happy birthday postcards today. And after I wrote, and then I also filled out the Patreon birthday card. So they get actual birthday cards signed by Eddie, Rowena, and I. So I got all those out for January. So people are always like, wait, why am I getting my card, before my birthday month? And that's because I like to get them to you before your birthday. And they always say, celebrate a birthday month. I love that. So I don't ever get tired from it. I don't take it for granted. It's something that I love hanging out with readers. I love doing it all. And just as long as I can make somebody happy, then I'm happy to do so. So that was a great question. I love that, Jane. And I hope that I answered it for you. Now, I do have to now being tired or being sick and tired. So being tired is different than sometimes I have to take a break. So I know each month I mail out anywhere between 1,500 to 3,000 birthday cards for just readers over the year that have filled out the form. The form is for anybody to fill out. And so I want to celebrate you. I want you to get book mail. And so they have the ability to get book mail. And at one point I had even like put a return address on there. So I was like, oh my God, I was getting so many people's back because they had moved. And so I decided not to do that anymore. So I took off the return address because I'm like, well, if they don't get it, they don't get it. And I still write them a postcard thinking somehow they're going to get to them. But that's a lot. So I have to break those down into like a few days that I'll say, okay, tonight I'm going to sign 500 and I'll sign 500. And then I'll say, okay, then tomorrow night I'll sign 500, just as long as I can get them out to them before their birthday month. And so the same with books. I love signing books. I love doing all the fun stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to pull on Facebook. I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's over here. So I'm getting ready to pull the name for the winner for this book that was signed. I think it's so much fun to highlight Dottie's sayings. And so I'm getting ready to do that. So if you have not signed up to win this book over on Facebook, you can do that. Right now it's pinned at the top of my Facebook page. So anyways, hey, Stephanie, how are you, beautiful? Kathy said, thank you for answering my question. I've been wondering for a while, not sure if my phone is working right. Well, Kathy, also, did you get your books, your book in the mail? We had mailed that off, so I'm hoping you got it this time. I know that it was destroyed last time. So Jeannie said that she loves her Dottie isms. That's awesome. I love that. And she had to run out and get her ham for our son's father-in-law. He likes ham. My father-in-law, as you know, just passed away a couple days ago. So all of my kids are coming in town in the morning for the next few days, and then they're going to come back for Christmas. I also went and got a ham to make some little ham biscuits for the kids. We're all going to kind of get together tomorrow night and have some little hors d'oeuvre kind of food and all that good fun family stuff. So Eddie comes from a fairly large family. He has 5 siblings, and we get to visit with them, and we talk to them regularly, but we get to visit with them this week. So we have been busy doing that. Luckily, we were able to go see my father-in-law on Saturday, and he passed on Sunday at 1:10 p.m. So we and they're local, so we were able to gather that afternoon with all of Eddie's siblings and my nieces and my nephews and my mother-in-law. And I love that. I love that so much. Let's see if we have any more questions. You're saying I'm sorry. Yes, but I was just telling you that I too went and got a ham today. So oh, thanks, Tina. I really appreciate. What's the temp down here? 29. Watch out for any black ice if you're snow melted. Yeah. So, Stephanie, we always have black ice. I love to put those in my books. Danger. And so we do. But we always watch out for the black ice as well too. And I have an all-wheel drive that doesn't really help in ice, but my car lets me know when there is ice on the road. So that's kind of cool. Lynn said, why are the first 2 level Patreon closed? Said that they're sold out. Will they open up again? Okay, so I didn't know that they were sold out. We'll need to look at that. So yeah, there's only so many people that we allow into Patreon because it kind of gets crowded. It kind of gets to be a lot. And so we just kind of like, okay, you can, when we open it up, there's things that, so like people like quickly take the positions when they're open. People see that they're open and they want to move up or move down. And so just recently we had a super sleuth that you have the option of paying yearly with a discount. And I don't know what that is. I think it's like 10% off for Patreon if you want to pay yearly on any tier, or you can pay monthly. And so she wanted to go to monthly, and she was in the super sleuth. So when she declined the payment for the yearly payment because it came up, then it took her off the super sleuth, and immediately somebody grabbed her spot. And so I said, oh my gosh. So then she's like, oh my gosh, she's like texting me like, oh my gosh, I've lost my spot. I can't get my spot. And so I know we had to go in and open up the super sleuth tier. And so that's why some of the levels are closed, because there's so many people in them and trying to keep up with them. And it's just a tight knit community that we have, that we would love to have you. So I don't know if you get my email, but that is where you will need to see that there's openings. So we'll have to go in there and look at that. It probably won't be in the next few days, just for the fact that we're going to be busy with family and my father-in-law's funeral. So Debbie Dunn, thank you so much. Thank you, Federica. Well, you guys, I'm going to bounce off because Jack is actually playing. His team is playing on ESPN right now, and I have to go watch him. They started at 6, but don't tell him I'm on here, because I text him and said, yeah, I text him before all the games, and although he doesn't respond, I know he gets them, because really, he's getting his text before the game. Maybe, but I always respond, go Jack, go Southern, GATA, which is GATA, which super quick story. For Georgia Southern, GATA was dubbed their coin phrase years ago. And it means get at that. I'm not going to say it, but that's what it means. And so Mama, she's been down to visit Jack with me, and I have a GATA shirt. It says GATA. And she's like, what does that mean anyways? And I said, it means get at that. And she's, oh, it does not, Tanya. I go, Mom, it does. And she said, now, Tanya, no university is going to use a curse word in their marketing. I go, oh, they are. And that's what it is. And so we were having a hissy fit right there in Statesboro outside of Savannah about Georgia Southern's GATA thing. So Jack, we go pick up Jack at the stadium because he had practice and work. And I said, Jack, tell Granny about GATA. And he's like, yeah, it's get at that. And she's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. But it's so cute. I love it. And he has a few professors at the university, not his professors, obviously, but there's a few professors that are always messaging me, when you come back to Georgia Southern, I love your books. Let's get together for lunch. I have a few readers down there that love that Jack is still there. So, anyways, I'm going to bounce off. I love you all. And let's see. Oh, Allison said, sorry for y'all. Thank you, Allison. And Stephanie said, figure with all the people coming in, you'd want everyone to know, have a couple of 5 pounds each side of the trunk of your car. Yes, yes, bags of salt. We sure do. Eddie has them all for sure. Yes, you're the best. Yeah, I don't want to keep slipping. Anyways, you guys, I love you so much, and I hope that people joined us on our live on Patreon. It's the free version of Patreon. And if you, Lynn, if you're still on here, you can join Patreon for free. We do have some free posts. It's not the insider post, but that's okay. It's going to open up. I just don't know when. And I love you all. And I will hopefully be on here next week. I just can't guarantee it, but I do have a special Christmas message for all my readers that will be coming to you on Christmas Day. I love you all so much, and y'all are amazing. And I couldn't have this amazing life without you. And that's why we have the Patreon group. So we can give to charities, we can do great things with each other, and just bring a community. And that's all I care about is our community. And Tammy Hudson, you have a great night too. And you tell your hubby hello for me and Eddie. Bye, y'all.